Greetings, fans and flamers. It is I, Cobra One again, and I've brought back my previous victims.
Hi.
What? Speak up! It feels like forever since we did this before.
I can't tell you to speak up. I got my teeth fell out yesterday.
Nonsense! I lost. Oh, there goes another one.
Were you talking about your feelings or your memories?
Yeah, a little from column A, a little from column A, a little from. What are we talking about again?
We were talking.
When did this turn into the Shadow Naoto fight from the P4 anime?
Well, there's anime involved with this, so.
Ooh, Cobra, that's a dangerous question. You say what anime is this to Touhou?
No. I said,
out.
this is anime technically. I said, well, this is not what anime is this. This is anime. You know, technically, this is anime involved here. So at the same time,
Dojin games, I believe is what Zen calls it. But you want to call it anime? It's not going to be in my head.
I mean, there's a Touhou. There's a Touhou anime. That's all. I'm just saying. There's Touhou
anime.
For a moment,
that's
I thought
one thing that.
True.
For a moment, I thought we were taking a whole double Zeta approach. No, it's not anime.
Eventually, we'll get back on topic, folks. Just give us a few minutes. We're out of practice.
Basically, Zuna said he will never endorse an official Touhou anime because he wants the games and the music to be the focus, and an anime would steal all the spotlight. Like, he's okay with fan works and whatnot, but he's never going to endorse any of them. He's said that outright.
Well, I've seen. I was gonna say I've seen a couple of the fan works. I've wondered about endorsing those either, but.
Memories of Phantasm is a very good set.
Yeah, I saw one terrible one called Teeth and Claws. Really, I don't want to look at that ever again.
Oh, that's a fanfic, and I liked that one.
That scared me a bit.
Yeah, what happens to Reimu in that story does kind of get a little.
Hey. Well, now that we scared everyone out of the community, hello, how are you people? This is GM, and this is Eizen.
Mm-hmm.
That was your cue, Eizen. Do you have to put the hearing aid back in, as you said?
I thought I said hi. Apparently.
Well, we want you to say hi again. We're obviously starting over in 3, 2, 1.
Hi again. Hi again. Hi again. I'll say it as many times as necessary. Hi again.
So yeah, here's the story that Cobra was talking about, Eizen. It's in the Discord.
Alright.
I was gonna say, save it for later. Don't worry.
Later, after we're done here.
Yeah, we've got a long enough video. Basically, we are continuing Touhou training and showing the third game of the series, or
Phantasmagoria of Dimensional Dream.
Yep. Or -3 if you're counting in negatives, because some people start counting from the Windows games. So take your pick.
Yeah, you guys can walk off a pier.
Oh, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying some do, some don't. I like to be allowing for everyone.
Outside of a direct objection from Zun himself, I'm going to assume that he's not completely strict on the PC-98 games.
Certainly, I'm not either. I like a good challenge. This is kind of why I went through with games like Shoot the Bullet and the like. So.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. When we get to that, that's gonna be a fun one.
Oh yes, definitely. In either case, I'm here basically to show a playthrough of this game. Eizen to stare and wonder what the hell's going on, and GM basically to point out everything that I didn't know and everyone else is finding out about.
Yeah, I'm going to try and be a little more professional and differentiate between stuff from the wiki that is canon and popular headcanon, fanon, whatever.
What? Professionalism in this video? Get out now! We won't have any of that!
Thank you, Cobra. I was going to say, what's professional?
I don't know. I've heard it before, but it sounds interesting. It sounds like too much work.
I've heard of professor, professional. I need to double check my dictionary to see if it's actually in there.
Okay, point made. Let's go.
All right, we'll be starting the video on a countdown. Are you all ready to basically see me fly around and fail and basically get messed up?
Don't look at the bullets! I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
Yep. More bullets. Then again, I can't think of something with more bullets in this. Okay, ready? Almost as many bullets as a cave shooter or your money back. Almost.
Huh.
All right.
Deep breaths, guys. Deep breaths.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but it made me think about this is so stupid beyond all belief. Big Ramu's Hell.
Oh goodness! If you can find a better shrine maiden, you can shove it up your ass.
You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass.
Hey.
Home of the meanest son of bitches ever found in the realm of Gensokyo. Guaranteed.
If these cards will be teleported away by Yukari right at the moment you sign. Hey, well, I'm ready to start the video when you.
Okay, I think we derailed this long. Longer than necessary.
All right, are you all right? You're prep, GM.
I'm good. I've been waiting for you.
All right, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, play.
Zonsa.
Bouncing balls.
Touhou Projecto.
Phantasmagoria of puzzle
Dimensional
shrine
Dreams.
maidens. Can you feel the bone-chilling horror as an anime waifu stares peacefully into your eyes?
Yeah, game was released in 1997 under the Dojin Company Amusement Makers. Although it should be noted that Zun has the rights to pretty much everything. Oh wow!
Yeah, I actually decided to show this off a bit just for the sake of it. Hey, it's available.
How is that the big? That's the Big Dipper. That actually comes into play in a very important bit of Touhou lore, but that's neither here nor there. That's like straight up Windows era stuff from the Renosuke manga. I will say that it involves the Great Dragon Ryujin and his relation to the Big Dipper.
Oh, is that what we were talking about? I thought we were just watching another screensaver playing in the background.
I'll explain it to you guys in a little bit.
I thought we were playing the next version of Hexagon.
I was gonna say, considering how that game is played, don't even remind me of that puzzle from 7th Guest.
Also, this contains a couple of my favorite tunes from the game. I know not as many people play it, but I love the tune like Non-Unified Magic World. I love that tune. And no, I'm not selecting each and every tune because you'll likely get to hear half of them as we go through. But yeah, I decided I'd actually
Destiny. So we have Reimu and Marissa, of course. We have Ellen, who's actually a character from a manga series of one of Zun's friends. There's the scientist Rikako Asakura. She's actually a Magitech specialist. And then you've got Kana Anabarrel, who's a poltergeist. And we have Mima, the Akuryu that haunts the shrine.
Yep, the one that we had to deal with last game, so naturally it's only right.
At this point, Mima has started to slightly mellow out. It's unclear why, although she's basically said that she's supposedly one of, if not the, guardians of the shrine. And given she's very knowledgeable about the shrine and the yin-yang orbs, I'm not sure if that's lying or not.
As far as I'm concerned, she's kind of like a kinder, gentler version of a few of the rougher pains around the shrine.
Oh yes, and that is the thing of the Phantasmagoria games. It's player versus player, and right now, Mima is taking her apprentice to school. Because you see, there is a giant ruin that appeared near Hakure's shrine. Reima went to investigate, but apparently the ruin can only be entered by a single person. So a whole bunch of locals have decided to fight it out to figure out who is going to actually go in. And it's not going to be Marissa. Alright, Rikako Asakura. Very
Such a
interesting
shame.
character.
Just such a shame, Marissa. If you decided not to change your hair color, you probably could have won.
Yeah, so, but there's not much on Rikako. I mean, she's considered a heretic because she's a scientist, and she apparently salvages outside world stuff that comes in. And she is also an accomplished magician, it should be noted, but she prefers working with tech over magic.
Also, one major difference between the Phantasmagorias, other than the player versus player aspect, obviously, you can actually charge your shots up for a different shot pattern. Varies obviously from character to character, but this does matter because it in some cases can help clear the areas a bit faster. Each character has their own different charge shot and different, I guess you could say, forms of spell cards in this case. Although in the PC-86 era, the spell cards weren't quite a thing yet.
Yeah, like the spell card danmaku dueling system is not a thing quite yet, so all fights are for keeps, and unless the heroines pull their punches, people get hurt.
Wow, she actually compliments someone.
Yeah, Kana Annabelle, she is a poltergeist who was living in the mansion of a Western outsider in Gensokyo, who is no longer afraid of her, so she's looking for a new haunt.
Also, if you don't mind me going off the rail a bit, we love these characters so much. A time of love and peace. Kill all the hearts.
Oh, that's the thing, though. The ruins, apparently someone's going to be granted a wish if they go into the ruins. Which is why everyone's going so crazy, trying to blast each other out of the sky. So, what's inside? We don't know yet. Well, I mean, I know what's in there, but you guys don't. I'm just going to sit here and giggle.
And of course,
spoiler laugh is Adam like to call it.
I am not much of a bullet hell type of person, but for that one bullet pattern she sent out to you, that was kind of underwhelming.
Well, I mean, Kana is probably like stage 2 or 3 strength intensity by normal Touhou rules. She's ouch.
Yeah, and now she's kicked to the back of the line.
Yeah, my ghost foo is better than yours.
And now...
Oh, mirror match.
This is what...
Mima's probably very confused and potentially very pissed.
This is actually one of the few things that doesn't happen. There's only one other Phantasmagoria game...
Oh my, I'm sorry, Cobra. Here's Mima's primary theme, Reincarnation. Remixed constantly in the audio drama CDs.
Truthfully, I prefer her other theme, that Darkness.
Complete Darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure, I always take the lesser of the two.
I like Reincarnation.
I'm not saying it's a
remixed
bad
constantly.
tune.
It shows up in one of Akiu's drama CDs, too. And Zuna's even mentioned that Marissa dearly misses Mima. Although, when he's questioned about where Mima is, he's actually, like, willfully refused to comment. Which has only made the fans angrier and more curious. Oof.
Whoa.
That's
That was
some
something
black
that
magic
went
right
on
there.
the right side.
Yeah, I'll admit, Phantasmagoria games have never been my strongest
Whoa!
point.
Whoa!
Yeah, I definitely started bringing bombs into play.
Bravo!
Figures it takes you till you fight yourself for that to finally happen.
Yeah. Oh, just to explain those numbers you might have seen down at the bottom, those are basically spell levels. As you start getting more spells, or you start releasing stronger attacks...
I wasn't going to say anything, but I kind of had the feeling of that.
Yeah.
Kotohime, a unbalanced noble of the human village, apparently a member of their security forces? I mean, she wears a police uniform in her ending, so... She's also a little not there. She's pyromaniacal, and she thinks that being undercover as a security officer means that she can basically give out her proper status as a civilian. I don't understand her at all. She's a weird character.
Apart from half the other people of Gensokyo.
I mean, for humans, she's weird, I should say.
Anyway, as I was saying, what happens basically is anytime you see those words spell attack and pop up, those numbers go up. And the higher the number is...
Oh, there's the bombs.
The more potent.
She loves bombs.
They can go as high as 15, so the higher those attacks go, the more bullets you're going to see as a result. So yeah, this is also why you want battles to end as quickly as possible, because the longer it lasts...
Oh, back to the village with you, kiddo.
So yeah, it is like you say in Tetris Attack, or as I like to play nowadays, Panel to Pawn. Very easy at first, the more it lingers on, it just gets harder and harder.
Strange human indeed. Now, Ellen is also somewhat weird. Her full name is Ellen Fuatama Aureus. Yeah, that Fuatama thing is fluffy head. She's very strange. She has the blessing of eternal youth, but her mind is also eternally youthful, and her memory is basically a triple-punched sieve. Aside from things that are extremely important to her, like her cat Socrates, she forgets things very quickly.
Oh, great. So she just has immediate convenient amnesia whenever she needs... Holy cow.
Yeah, like her memory is like fuzzy as hell, but the things she does remember are very sharp, and she's probably learned more about magic than anybody in the entire cast of Touhou, Patchouli included.
Wow.
Because she's old. Freaking old. Because remember her cat's name, Socrates? Yeah, she was alive around then, apparently.
Wow.
Although Zun notes that he kind of made a bit of a gaffe when he adapted Ellen for this game, because given her dress style and the fact she has a cat, he should have named the cat Archimedes.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah. Or at least he didn't name the cat Luna. So.
It's very common for Ellen to be a member of like the a sort of like a quirky mentor character to some of the other magicians. I've defeated everyone but Reimu. Yeah, and speaking of Reimu.
Yep.
Speaking of.
And there she is, still unable
Riding Genji!
Yep, still unable to fly on her own.
Yep, she does not manage that until the 6th game. At which point Genji disappears behind the shrine in a cold water spring and is never spoken of again. Because at this point, I think he's tired of this crap.
Well, after you get bounced around so often by a shrine maiden who basically doesn't take her own steps, then...
I'm sorry. Now that you mentioned that to you, I just had to bring this up. He's basically pulling a lethal weapon. I'm getting too old for this danmaku bullshit.
Especially back in the PC98 era when it was for keeps and violent. Yeah, I mean, when we get up to Mystic Square, like we're gonna see some people playing frickin' serious.
Oh yeah. And pretty much not caring what happens during their battles, as we'll especially see in Mystic Square.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
I figure.
You want to talk collateral damage?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to see some collateral damage in Mystic Square. Did Genji just body check that whole line of ghosts? I mean, I know he's probably one of the children of the Black Turtle Genbu, but jeez.
Well, Reimu's not
here we
going to
go.
take care of this problem, so...
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, Mima, what did you just do? You
Apparently,
pulled some
just
ghost crap there.
tear through that.
Yeah, that's what the hearts at the top are for. Is basically you can take some hits. You can...
Oh, health bar. Delightful. Oh, yin-yangs.
Almost necessary, basically. And depending on the
She's got a little more control of them now. Uh-oh. Ouch.
Yeah, right to the face.
Stop that, Eizen.
I was only going to do it for that long anyway.
Up. Reimu's almost done.
Yeah, but so am I, so...
Ah!
Talk about test the
Real
wheels.
spirit rage!
Oh, she
Yeah, that's
firebolt
actually-
to the
oh!
face.
Oh.
Fortunately, there's a life meter. That's what the yin-yang orbs are under the score.
Yeah, I mentioned before, Mima is an Akuria, which is basically a vengeful ghost. She has a grudge against someone or something, and that is what reanimated her after her death. Now, she does claim occasionally that she is a soul who simply left her body behind, but in private she does admit, yeah, she's a ghost. And she did attempt to willfully enthrone herself in Hakure's shrine at a few points, because, I mean, she wants to have a position of power, and there's also hints that she kind of just likes Reimu. She likes to annoy her.
Doesn't everyone?
Very true. Reimu is just sort of has that adorability when she's bullied that makes everyone want to just tease her.
Somehow I just have a feeling that if there was ever a crossover with the Buffy series, Willow would just walk up and go, "You're a demon magnet."
Yeah, here's the thing though. I think most demons, if most Buffyverse demons, if they went after Reimu, I have a feeling Yukari would murder their face off. Because, I mean, you don't go after the linchpin or the Hakure barrier itself unless you want the Gap Hag to murder you.
But
that's explicitly something that she said in Scarlet with a Rhapsody.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
only
Iku,
I mess.
tell me where
Only I mess
Celestial
with the
is?
shrine maiden.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the Celestial? Why do you want the eldest daughter of Lord Nai? I plan to make her deceased. And the funny thing is, after beating her, Iku's like, okay, you know what? Yeah, she's been a pill. Go ahead and kill her. Not in those words, mind, but... And it's entirely possible she thought Yukari was joking because spell card rules.
Yes. And truthfully, if Yukari had been serious, would any of them have survived?
With the exception of Reimu, who she would never touch.
Yes.
And her best friend Yuyuko, and her pets Ren and Chen, and maybe Okina Matara from Hidden Star because she's also a sage, and Kaisen on that note. Most other people would probably get mulched.
Well, there's a chance Marissa might survive because she's good friends with Reimu, so...
Yeah, Reimu might come to her defense unless she's doing something incredibly stupid. But the short list of people that Yukari isn't going to kill: Suika, Ran, Chen, Yuyuko, Yomu by association, and Reimu.
Right.
Possibly Kaisen due to her nebulous association with Suika. Fun fact. Oh, well, that's that.
Yep.
I beat you. Finally.
So we get... Yeah, I'm number one. Well, that was the obvious result. Gee, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Time to go into the big, ancient-looking building. Oh, hi. There's someone inside.
And a light switch. We won't see these for a while.
That's quite esoteric for Gensokyo.
What the? What are those chambers for? And a moon? Uh-oh, we've been caught.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I see this tiny little silhouette in the corner, threatening us with what appears to be some sort of weapon.
Yeah, we just beat everyone else. Why are you challenging us?
Oh, here we go. This adorable moron is, Chiri Kita Shirakawa. She is from either an alternate dimension or the distant future of Earth, where kids can become so smart they enter college in their teens.
Why would a ghost value her life?
Not to mention that's a scientific ray gun that Chiori is holding. Science doesn't work on ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mima's like, yeah, that doesn't frighten me at all. I'm already dead.
Just play your bluff. Hopefully she'll follow through with it.
Yeah. Now she's starting to get a little scared. Oh, hi. Here is the actual head of the incident. Chiori's professor and mentor, Yumemi Okazaki. She, at one point, discovered the possibility of magic and how it was not involved with the Grand Unified Field Theory, which united the four fundamental forces of the universe into one theory. She was, of course, laughed out of the scientific community, so she somehow, through unknown means, created a probability space hypervessel, which allowed her to travel to Gensokyo, potentially through time. It's unclear where they're from exactly. But, yeah, she's here to capture a magician and bring her home to show the community, yeah, magic's real. Here's some proof. By the way, I want my tenure back at the university. Thank you.
That's terrible. Do something. Well, I'd love to, but she's got tenure.
And then they find out this isn't a building, but a ship.
Yes, the probability space hypervessel. I think there's actually a wiki image for... There's a wiki entry for this ship, even. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it's not mentioned. Like, it's mentioned that it's freaking huge because it looks like ruins. And Chiori actually passed out flyers about the fantasy ruins that would grant happiness to whoever won the right to enter, which is where all of the magicians showed up. And yeah, the running theory on the wiki is that they're from the deep future of the outside world, potentially the era of Renko, Usami, and Maribel Harn. Theoretically, Yumemi could be one of Renko and Maribel's professors. No, she's not.
I'm not an animal!
Or a fucking plant.
Those must be types of yokai, I think. But no, Mima's a ghost. Mima's a spirit. There's a slight distinction between that and a human. Annoying. Yeah, Mima already doesn't like these two. Yeah, she's kind of left her body behind at some point, whether through death or other means.
So finally Yumemi catches on. Sort of.
Yes, you do.
Do I look like a wandering dead spirit to you?
Yep, she's done. She's had enough.
Well, at least she has a plan, sort of.
Well, vengeance is something that Mima can get behind.
And Chiori spills the bean.
Yes, at some point in the deep future, the four fundamental forces were brought together under one theorem, and she rocked the Casbah and got laughed out of the academy for it.
Of course, people from Gensokyo don't understand a place where magic doesn't exist, so...
I mean, depending on Mima's age, she might oh dear. She's not having it. She's not having it.
Even if you already did say no, you're not saying it.
Oh, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. Trap yourself in. She's not trapped in here with you. You're trapped inside with the homicidal, vengeful ghost.
And she wants her to fight, yeah. Yeah, she's willing to beat the crap out of you, no problem. After all this.
Yeah. Yeah, she's mad.
And of course she throws her subordinate into the mix.
Yes.
Here he goes, what?
Oh, don't you worry, Chiuri. I'll be right behind you. To be specific, about 30 miles away from you.
Quick, why get in?
Mercifully. There's one thing going for Chiri. Twilight Spark is completely fanon conceived, so she's not going to get into oblivion.
I don't expect you to win. You're going to get your ass kicked. It's fine by me.
It's just a matter of making sure you don't get your head kicked in immediately.
Yeah, because Mima's looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, she wants to have some fun. She's disappointed, bored,
And annoyed.
angry, and annoyed. A dangerous combination for an Akurio, even one that's semi-mellowed out, such as her.
Oh, I get it now. So this is why we didn't see those moon 1-ups until Odyssey. Now it makes sense.
Mima blew them all up.
And believe it or not, this is one of my favorite boss themes. As I said, there are a lot of tunes from this game that I just love. The one that comes up next for the actual final fight, it's just a very good soundtrack, and I really wish, it would get more remixes, so if it weren't so difficult at times. Eesh.
Amusingly enough, Chiri and Yumemi show up in the fan game Touhou Soccer, and for some reason Chiri is armed with folding chairs.
Oh, there is actually a reason for that. You'll see that later on as well.
I mean, naturally, don't you use folding chairs whenever you play soccer? Actually, that would greatly explain why I only won one game in soccer, and that was when I wasn't even there to attend it.
You just need the proper mobile furniture to properly.
Okay, is that Mima's boss sprite from the last game? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yep, I think.
It looks familiar.
Yeah, I think so. Zone reusing assets? I never heard of such a thing.
Not so much anymore. He's actually very pointed about not using assets anymore. It's why we almost never see people after their game, unless they show up in the manga.
With of course a few exceptions.
Well, I mean, Reimu and Marissa are like the people.
Well, I was thinking about later ones like say, of course Sakuya and Yomu, but I was also good, and we all know Sane. But
yeah, Sine for a while. Sine was like considered player 3 up until 10 Desires when she didn't show up at all.
And she actually, guess she didn't last long enough. Oops. What's this?
So much for that.
Oh dear, she's developed her own Magitech. Yeah, it's worth knowing Yumemi has no magical potential. But she's apparently a decent artificer. And she never even knew it.
If it can't prevail against the real thing, then...
well. So, you're a Call of Cthulhu investigator, then. Well, you're about to have an exceptionally bad time.
Well, that's something. Especially since you promised that at the start of this all. No.
Oh, yes, she is. You're up against the dead ghost of an extremely powerful Archmage.
her battle wear?
A cape. Really?
Even she...
Yeah.
Did she freaking hit me? Oh, dear.
No, she hit Chiyori. I hope she hit Chiyori.
Yeah.
You'll be the one to go.
I'm kind of thinking that
Yeah,
was
the original translation for that line, if I'm not mistaken, is, you will die.
And
yeah, she intends to kill you, Memi.
I love the tune Strawberry Crisis. That's what you're hearing right now. It's just...
Yeah. It's one of the better PC98 themes, although it gets used in some really bizarre fan vids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the name of it. There's this weird, like, really not safe for work fan video with you, Memi, that's just freaking demented as hell.
Nice.
I don't even remember the name. That's how much I've pushed out of my mind, which is actually very hard, I might add.
Nice.
Things I despise get stuck in there for a long time.
The other thing to note is that she is just a nasty boss.
Yeah, her Magitech devices are very formidable. And she likes to shoot hexagrams and crosses at you. That's kind of her motif.
There's almost nothing she doesn't shoot at you. It's just ridiculous. One ridiculous battle. Almost as bad as Eki later on in the series.
Well, I mean, Eki is kind of following the tradition of the Phantasmagoria bosses. And then there's the fact that she's one of only two people in the entire canon that Yukari fears. Although the reason for that is up for debate, whether it just be power level differences or the fact that Yukari considers Eki's ranting sand damage worthy.
I still remember one scene I saw in one of the animes where basically she grabs
Memories of Phantasm.
Where she
grabs someone by the collar and basically just
tells them, "I'm on my day off."
Yabbers at them for hours.
She's I guess you have to go back to work. We wouldn't want to hold you up, and then she just puts her hand on their shoulder and goes, "I'm on my day off." It just.
Yeah, except she has a very odd concept of vacation days. I mean, the thing is, Eki means well.
Yes.
I mean, she's a good person.
Yes.
She's just preachy as all hell. And like I said, Yukari basically considers it a moot point dealing with her, even with Ran, Chen, Yuyuko, and Reimu as backup. And she was like, "No, I'm not gonna bother with this woman. I'm out. I'm gone." Poof, gap. And then there's Eki's boss, Hekatia Lapis Lazuli, the sub-administrator of Hades from Double Dealing Character. No, Legacy and Lunatic Kingdom, my bad. Yeah, and Hekatia, of course, is named after Hecate, the goddess of magic, and second aspect of Artemis, goddess of the moon, which also ties into her motivations for being a part of the whole Invade the Moon plot.
Admittedly, though, I didn't stand much of a chance against Hecate, mainly because of the fact the first time I saw her, I couldn't stop laughing. I'm going to be serious.
I know! That's the thing that all the characters comment on, is a freaking Hot Topic outfit. I mean, when you have your chief fairy literally wear an American flag, your fashion sense is clearly flawed.
I still could do without the subordinate though from stage 5 though. Seriously, 2 survival cards.
Props to Clownpiece
Yes.
though. It's implicitly stated that she actually defeated the Watatsukis.
Really?
Do you really think the Moonsus would have taken Junko's invasion lying down?
Point taken.
Yeah. I think they got their pretty little butts kicked. By a fairy, of all things. A Lampad, mind you, whose specialty is insanity, but a fairy.
Yeah. Well, after all, you can't be held back by common sense in Gensokyo.
If we ever get to Legacy and Lunatic Kingdom, I'll explain the whole plot in. Although that'll probably be a while.
Yeah, I will be.
I
will not be playing in
I
Legacy
was going to comment
mode,
on
so.
how... I was going to comment on how you've been doing thus far, but then again, I'd be lucky if I even got past Marissa in this case, because I am a terrible, terrible danmaku player.
Well, you might be able to.
And you haven't even damaged Yumemi at all. What the crap?
Yeah, basically, here's how it works. For those who haven't played Phantasmagoria games, here's how it works. The AI will continue dodging until a specific timer is reached. Then suddenly their dodging algorithm just goes away, and then they will actually be able to take damage. So actually, if they start losing a couple of times, you might actually have better chances, because then those start to count against them. Might help your chances. Yeah, Yumemi is just such a fun boss. Just outside, of course, extra stages. As far as I'm concerned, she's like the 4th hardest boss of the series. 4th.
Actually, that honor seems to go to extra stage Rika.
Which one?
Mima, you were close. So close, but no cigar with that attempt.
Rika from Story of Eastern Wonderland. Her Evil Eye Sigma tank in the extra stage.
Well, as I said, the non-extra bosses. As far as I'm concerned, extra bosses are on a completely different scale. Alright, last life. Time to see if we can bunker down and pull this off.
So it's your last level, or last life to beat her, so, you know, no pressure past you.
Yeah. No pressure, just 40,000 bullets between us and victory. At minimum. Truthfully, the other problem I have with the PC 98 games is actually paying attention to it, because I swear that flashing distracts me like anything else.
This would freaking burn my eyes. My photophobia would just flare up hard.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, heck, I'm wearing my freaking protective shades right now just because of the flashing.
I was gonna say, should I put an epilepsy warning on this? You know, just... Alright, we're both on our last hit.
Oh. Can Cobra do it? Can he go all the Raymu? Yeah, that was terrible. Excuse me. Ow!
It's gone!
But it was worth it because you did it!
Don't get the last second! And the ending doesn't change if you have to continue, so pretty much that was extra for extra's sake.
Mercifully for Yumemi, Mima decides, okay, you were funny enough, I'm not going to kill you.
Now I'll show you the true power of science. Oh boy. Oh. And now you know why she has folding chairs.
Oh, there we go.
They are canon for her.
But I thought you were gonna be able to pull that off because science, of course.
All through science. Well, also, yeah, she does seem a bit weaker. Her lumps haven't healed. I mean, Shiori's are already gone, so...
Alright, I'll explain what everyone got after we see what Mima did.
Well, let's see what Mima wants.
This is important because it means you don't, it means you get to walk away. Yeah, see, evil spirits like Mima are very powerful during the night of the full moon. And so she wants the moon to always be in the sky, forever full.
Heck with the top.
But that's entirely possible for science. Lock the moon in geosynchronous orbit.
Yep. Heck with the tides. Those aren't important. And you'd better do it, or Mima will have it.
Her glaive is thirsty. Now, Reimu wants help cleaning the shrine, so she gets Yumemi's prototype janitorial android, the maidbot Rukoto, who is a reference to a character from the game Touhou. Marissa wants to make them her servants, but instead they gave her a weapon from their world, an ICBM, which Marissa calls Mimi-chan. Mercifully, they don't teach her how to use it. Ellen gets some help from the duo to build a magic shop on Hakure Shrine grounds. Reimu just goes apoplectic from it. And Rikako, she asks for something very simple. Science textbooks from the future. And with that, she becomes an incredibly famous scientist in Gensokyo.
Just as a this is the opposite here.
Oh, I'm not quite done here. I'm sorry, Cobra. Kana, she instead decides to haunt Hakure Shrine. And Kotohime, after beating the duo up, she decides, well, I gotta bring someone into the Huskao. You, Shrine Maiden. Chink chink, cuffs.
Hey, what I was gonna say is technically this is the opposite of an imperishable night. Basically, we created a full moon that lasts forever instead of a fake moon that doesn't give much power at all.
And it's worth knowing, like, you can play as Chiiri or Yumemi as well, and Chiiri actually has a doppelganger that lives in Gensokyo, apparently. So Chiiri, she and Yumemi just go home, and they present their findings to the Academy, and they're laughed at again. So what they do in the end is they take the hyper vessel and they supposedly come back to Gensokyo. The thing is, we never see them come back. So if they're from the future, what time frame did they go to this time?
So basically what you're saying is, I have to go now. My planet needs me. Unfortunately, Poochie died on his way home and was never heard from again.
Well, more fanfic fuel than anything else, but...
But I'm just saying, if that were the case, that's pretty much what would happen.
Well, I mean, a lot of the PC98 characters were never heard from again. Like, you can make some safe assumptions, like Kotohime and Meirei, they probably retired to the village. Rika too, and I think of it. Alice we see again, most of the people in Makai, like, they're still there. The people from the Dream World and Lotus Land story, they probably stayed there. Like, they're probably subjects of Doremi's sweet Tabaku from Lunatic Kingdom. And as far as highly responsive to prayers, aside from Kangara, Reimu killed everybody that she met in that game. I mean, she reduced Sariel to a tiny fairy. Man, this Neo Geo style ending music is really
and of course our skill
sweet.
rating.
Oh boy, here comes the middle finger. Oh, numerical. That's not so awful.
Yeah, I'm not literally told not very good, so that's a plus side.
Good job! You went through this without CC. Oh wait, you died how many times? Took that many hits? No, not good enough. F minus minus. Well, fuck you too then!
Now I at least get to enter my high score, and then we get back to the title screen music, and at least we put one more game out of the way. At least it's something I can look forward to for once. Because this is a hard game. Wait, what's this? Oh, that's right. You get something. I found out you actually get something additional if you clear the game without continuing. A little extra scene.
Poor Reimu. You have no idea. Oh, that's another bit of the paradox of Reimu's life. As much as she hates all the problems, she also knows that she would be dreadfully bored without the incidents.
Yeah, just have a clean up, sweep around, just wandering. Yeah. A mundane life is just not that exciting. What?
Oh, they're back.
Yep, it is actually a big...
Ah! Ah!
Why? Hey, we're back!
Tadaima!
And that's actually the full ending. Yeah, that is the entirety of Phantasmagoria of Dim Dream. I'm trying to talk after. I'm sorry, that many bullets. You gotta get your tongue back in place after that. Just
Phantasmagoria of Dimensional Dream. There you go.
Thank you. Or Dimension Dream, I think, or if I heard the translation properly once.
Although, if you really wanted to make this easier on yourself, considering the initials there, you always could call this Attack of the Pod People.
Well, there were all those tubes that you see in there. I always wondered if maybe they were making clones of the characters, and that's why you can encounter like clones of yourself sometimes. Just a thought, just to throw rumors out there for rumors' sake. You want to throw in any ideas on that, GM?
Say what?
I suggested those tubes that you encounter when you first turn on, your character first turns on the lights. Could they possibly
stasis pods, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a possibility too. I was just gonna say with science and all, but I guess since they hadn't actually captured any of the people fighting outside first, so. At least they did have the sense to have them fight one another and wear each other out, So they do at least have some modicum of sense. Maybe that's why you...
Yeah, because theoretically, like, the winner would be weakened, and then they'd have an easier time of it.
Just for the fun of mentioning it, since obviously I'm not going through this entire game over again on video... There are some reactions from Yumemi that are fairly interesting. Like she confuses the magical power or Reimu's holy power, as is said, for magical power. She doesn't understand that there's a difference between the two, even though she apparently has studied a bit of the occult. Just a thought, just.
Yeah. Anyway, that should be enough good images for the idle sequences before and after.
And definitely enough shots fired, for the entirety of the video. So.
Shots fired or shots fired at you? It's a Touhou series. Doesn't really matter.
Probably both.
Eventually, I was gonna say. I'm trying to remember if, in the case of one game, technically shots fired at you and back and then collected as a result. Referring to Cherno's game as best as a suggestion there, but.
Great Fairy Wars is not going to be fun because you know why it's so hard. Because of Cyrano's simple mind, she actually sees more bullets than are actually being fired by her opponents.
Yeah, I forgot to...
So as determined as she is, as motivated and determined as she is freaking terrified of everybody that she's fighting.
Which at least she's intelligent enough to take the short route to clear everything out, but
Well, her list of enemies is very short compared to most. And she actually just happened upon Marissa in the extra stage, and Marissa felt like humoring her.
I find
Only to find
I
out
find it more
Sarah's a lot tougher than
I
she
find it
thought.
more humorous that in one of the endings she actually tried to challenge Reimu to a fight because she figured, okay, let's try fighting a human, not a problem, and she just decided to pick on Reimu. I can only imagine how that actually went.
Badly. In a word, badly.
In 2 words, very badly. In 3 words, horrifically, terribly badly. In either case, I've been Cobra 1.
I'm the Watcher.
And I'm Eizen, who totally didn't put something in at the last minute on the chat.
Yeah.
Oh?
It's like...
Oh, no, we're never going to be using that one.
Of course not.
But now...
That's the sort of crap I would post during those old random comms with Arcadia.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're... So that...
In fact, I think I did post this one once.
We're just going to have a...
Moby's laughed very
We're just going to
hard.
have a mystery on the channel. What could he have possibly posted? You will never find out. Or at least we're going to... Or at least we're going to deny it and just hide it, you know, just...
I don't even think I can describe it and keep this video up. No, thank you.
Now I'm worried.
A giant piece of icicle. We'll say that much. Well, what is it about that? Nothing. It's just a giant piece of icicle.
It's just
Nothing
Cherno
less.
and Letty playing around. I'm sure that's all. Just having fun with winter.
It's basically. Yeah.
I think the video's over there.
I
think the video's over there.
I already forgot the name. It's
I wouldn't.
It's Cherno having an argument over whether winter's over or if it's really time to announce spring. Because that's certainly what it feels like today here.
Yeah, actually,
climate's been weird.
I can say that.
Although I think Lily would fly away screaming.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll show you a link to it later. But there is one sheriff in a nearby city to where I live that has actually put out wanted posters for hunting down Puxatony Phil, saying that he for deception. I'm serious. That actually has happened. It's. I've seen the news reports.
I'm sure it's tongue in cheek, but wow.
He says if he turns himself in, that he might pull back the charges. Just. Oh. I'm sure now people will go hunting that. There's something extra for you people.
It was funny and charming at first. Now he's suddenly on FBI's most wanted list.
Let's walk away before we all get swatted.
All right. Take care, all.
Peace out.